and thank you for joining us this early. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And we just had a call into the newsroom from a woman who says, I'm just a grandma, and I was just concerned that you and Eric were able to get up the hill.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yes, able to get up the hill. The treated roads are fine this morning. That's the good news. But budget some extra time because your car may be covered in ice. You might have some icy spots in parking lots, in your driveway, on your sidewalks. Definitely be careful of that. But again, main roadways are fine. I just had a report from our Skywatcher that Route 28 up in Old Forge is also okay. So even in the North Country, main roads, thanks to road crews, have been treated. In fact, take a look at this right here. This is our parking lot this morning. Again, this is what I mean by budget some extra time to scrape off the ice. Look at this, a layer of ice on our news truck out in the parking lot, as well as some slushy conditions in the parking lot as well. So again, budget some extra time for that. And on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, the widespread freezing rain is coming to an end. It is sweeping out to the east, and dry weather, a dry slot is moving in behind this. So the constant freezing rain is going to be coming to an end shortly, but still there will be some icy spots. Temperature in Griffiths Park in Rome is 33 degrees, so slightly above freezing. That's what we're monitoring for the past several hours are those surface temperatures. So some areas south only saw some rain showers, especially just south of Cooperstown, but if you are north of there and east of Utica, expect some icy spots again in higher elevations. We'll be tracking this throughout the morning, and more details on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Let's get right to it now.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning. Welcome back to News Channel 2 at sunrise. Heading out this morning for your morning commute. Freezing rain coming to an end, but still there could be some icy spots on the roadways between 6 and 7 a.m. By 8 a.m. things should be on the clearer side. Remember, main roads, especially Route 12, Route 8, and as I mentioned before, Route 28, even up north in Old Forge, are fine at this point. It's those untreated surfaces in parking lots, driveways, sidewalks that could be icy. After this, though, this evening commute is looking mostly cloudy and mostly dry, and no impacts expected for that. And as a matter of fact, if you head out this morning, budget several minutes to scrape off all the ice on your car, as a lot of areas have seen a good icing on some cars this morning. So again, around 2 to 5 minutes of extra time. And lastly, taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, all that widespread freezing rain is still pushing to the east outside of a lot of central New York. A dry slot is moving in, just some lingering rain showers pushing into central Otsego County and the southern border of Oneida and Herkimer counties. Other than that, though, the widespread rain and freezing rain is coming to an end. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Veterans Day is still 2 days away.
Good Thursday morning and welcome back. We are tracking a wintry mix with freezing rain departing central New York this morning, rapidly improving road conditions. But first, I want to emphasize what I mean by treated roads versus untreated roads. Let's take a look at Old Forge. This is not live. This is about 411 earlier on this morning. Take a look at Route 28 just over here. Treated road is looking fine. However, one of these side roads here, look at that thin layer of ice, that sheet of ice on that road. So again, if you are living on untreated surfaces, untreated roads in the North Country, higher elevations and north of the Mohawk Valley, be careful of this on roadways. This will be very slippery. But again, those main roads are treated thanks to the road crews. And here in downtown Utica, similar conditions. Wet roads, but no travel impacts right now, aside from budgeting some extra time to scrape off the ice on your car. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. That widespread freezing rain is continuing to push to the east. We're looking at rain showers in Albany and some sleet, that purple out towards Speculator. Now, rainfall isn't over and done with just yet, but rain will become less widespread and more scattered, meaning that the highest impact of the weather this morning is coming to an end. So again, if you're heading out, be careful of icy spots on untreated surfaces such as sidewalks, your driveway, your parking lot. But this afternoon, the roads, sidewalks, everything will become wet as temperatures across the area will be above freezing. And just a quick reminder on what freezing rain is. We have this warm pocket of air after snow melts into rainfall, then a very, very thin layer of cold air to the surface causes that rain to freeze on contact. It's normally where there's sleet, there's a deeper cold layer allows the rain to freeze before it hits the ground. So that's why freezing rain is a lot more dangerous, because ice can accumulate on the roads. The bigger picture, we have low pressure arriving from the southwest that is continuing to move through the area, and with it brings drier conditions this afternoon, but more breezy weather as well. And so in our Skycast this morning, all that pink is going to be coming to an end. Things will gradually dry out by 9 a.m. No real impact on the weather. Mostly cloudy skies, maybe some lingering light drizzle, but winds do pick up as we approach the afternoon. High temperatures climbing into the mid-40s, a little warmer than yesterday. As we head into this evening, lake effect rain and some slight snow showers begin to develop overnight in the North Country by 5 a.m. for Friday. Sticking around in the North Country, could see some slight accumulations of snow in Old Forge or Inlet, and then Friday afternoon, the rest of central New York is looking dry, but overnight Friday, that lake effect rain and snow band shifts to the south, and then by Veterans Day on Saturday, looking at dry conditions with temperatures in the upper 30s. And so for today, rain ending, mostly cloudy skies, high temperatures in the upper 40s. Tonight, looking to quiet down with just some lake effect snow showers and rain up in the North Country. Your 7-day forecast. After today, in fact, after this morning, no travel impacts are expected. Some light lake effect snow north on Friday. Veterans Day and Sunday looking dry with upper 30s for temperatures, and warming up next week, but a brief chance for some rain and snow showers on Tuesday.
Warming up to the 40s.
Yep.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:20 to this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And for those workers coming into WKTV, be careful in the parking lot. It is slippery.
Yeah, very slippery. Some slushy conditions in the parking lots. I'm going to emphasize for those of you heading out to work this morning, main roads, like for example in Utica, Route 12, Route 8, road crews have treated them. They are fine to drive on. The issues will be untreated surfaces in parking lots, driveways, sidewalks. Be careful of that too. And as well, budget some extra time to scrape off some ice on your car. This morning, ice wasn't too bad. It took a few minutes to scrape it off where I live, but this is a different story up here in Smith Hill and Deerfield. Take a look at this. A sheet of ice entirely over one of our news trucks in the parking lot. So if you do live in higher elevations north and east of Utica, budget that extra time to clean off your car this morning. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This is a much better sight compared to what we saw just a few hours ago, as widespread freezing rain has departed to the east, and just a few scattered light freezing rain showers and light drizzle are continuing across the area, coming to an end by the mid-morning this morning. Temperature is 33 degrees at Griffiths Park in Rome, so we are hovering right around freezing as expected across the area. And for today, a little warmer than yesterday, highs approaching the mid to upper 40s, with rain showers coming to an end, mostly cloudy skies this evening. Again, the travel impacts for this weather system are over and done with by the mid-morning. No travel impacts are expected for your evening commute. I'll go into more detail on what to expect for the next several hours in detail coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. New this morning, 5.
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at temperatures across central New York this morning. Still right around or below freezing across a lot of the area. Whitesboro and Richfield Springs checking in with 30 degrees. Inlet to the north, 33. Lake Pleasant and Little Falls, 32. And Cooperstown to the south, over with 33 degrees. So it's right around freezing right now, and that means that some areas in higher elevations on untreated surfaces could see slushy or icy conditions. So if you're heading out this morning, especially heading out to your car, your parking lot, your sidewalk could be icy. Be careful of that. Main roads are treated, however. Taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The widespread freezing rain is departing to the east. Some lingering rain showers just in Otsego County over Cooperstown right now. The mixing of freezing rain did not actually impact Cooperstown and south, and some of you guys did actually wake up to hearing some thunder and lightning, surprisingly. But for today, things quiet down. Impacts for travel are over and done with by the mid-morning, with some lingering rain showers coming to an end. I'll get more detail in your full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. The FDA approved another weight loss drug.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good Thursday morning. Rapidly improving road conditions hour by hour right now, but still we are dealing with some areas seeing just some lingering freezing rain. Here is a live look at downtown Utica for our Nexus camera. The main roads in lower elevations are treated in fine. If you're heading out this morning, no impacts on that. However, some lingering light freezing rain is taking place right now, scattered in nature across central New York, as temperatures are still right around freezing. So be careful of icy spots on untreated surfaces, especially in higher elevations north and east of Utica, right here in central Herkimer County, as far south as Ohio into Little Falls. That area right there could be seeing the highest impact of some icy surfaces. Again, those main roads are treated, side roads not so much. But for the most part, this is just a short-term event. By this early morning, icy spots melt. And by the afternoon, no icy spots expected as high temperatures today climb into the mid to upper 40s. It is a quick recap of why we're seeing this morning. This is freezing rain. We have 4 different types of precipitation depending on where the warm air is in this column of air from the cloud all the way to the ground. Freezing rain, we have this warm air right here in the middle as snow melts into rain and then refreezes at the very bottom as a very thin layer of cold air near the surface, so we'll freeze on contact. The bigger picture, this is what we're dealing with right now. We have low pressure arriving from the southwest, and this is bringing with it, again, that freezing rain and freezing drizzle across some parts of the area. And so, on our Skycast this morning, this is what we saw around 4 or 5 a.m., widespread freezing rain in that pink area right there. This will come to an end by the mid-morning. Travel impacts all but gone by 9 a.m. with just some lingering light drizzle and rain showers as temperatures will quickly rise above freezing into the upper 30s by around noontime and into the mid-40s to upper 40s by 5 to 6 p.m. Quiet conditions this evening as winds do pick up, then lake effect rain and snow showers begin to develop in the North Country overnight into early Friday morning. That'll be the main impact area. Areas south of the North Country looking dry for Friday with some sunshine peeking out too. But as we head into Friday evening, the wind direction shifts, and into Friday night, that lake effect rain and snow band turns over to rain and then sweeps right south into the rest of central New York. And then by 5 a.m. for Saturday, looking at sunshine or at least clear skies to start out your day. And for Veterans Day, looking mostly dry as that lake effect rain and snow band continues to stay south and west of all of central New York. And so for today, highs in the mid to upper 40s, rain ending with mostly cloudy skies, a bit breezy this evening. For tonight, lows falling into the low 40s to upper 30s with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast, alert day or alert mode coming to an end by the mid-morning. No travel impacts for your evening commute. For Friday, lake effect snow to the north. That pushes south overnight. And then by Veterans Day, it's looking dry and a little chilly. High temperatures in the upper 30s.
Dry, the key word for Veterans Day.
That's the key word, yes,
Yeah,
dry.
A lot of ceremonies.
Yep.
Eric, thanks. Well, it's time to once again, thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Libertor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And earlier, we had a woman call into the newsroom, as I mentioned earlier. She said, I'm just a grandma, and I'm hoping that you and Eric made it up that hill because she saw all the pink on your radar.
Yeah, and first off, thank you to her. That's so sweet. And yeah, both made it up fine. You came a little earlier, I came a little later, and yeah, both times, no real impacts, at least on the main roadways. They were treated. Parking lots, in their hand, were pretty icy, and in our parking lot too, our news truck, very icy. Take a look at this picture right here. This is from our parking lot up here on Smith Hill in Deerfield. Talk about ice, plenty of it, coated the entire car right here. And if you are heading out this morning in higher elevations, you could be seeing this as you scrape off your car. So budget several minutes, at least, unless you do a quick remote start to heat up your car. Otherwise, scrape it several minutes. And at lower elevations, still looking at just some light accumulation of ice on the car that shouldn't take too long to clear out, as again, there is still some light freezing rain taking place in at least on the drizzly form right now. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at Doppler radar. Still not done with some rain showers yet. You can notice the mixing line just north of Rome, I should say, going right over Utica and then down north of Cooperstown. That is where the turnover, where that cold air is currently at. And areas in Cooperstown and south are currently seeing just some rain showers, no mixing taking place. Currently 33 degrees at Rivers Park in Rome, so right around freezing for a lot of central New York. And for today, the impacts to your morning commute are going to be over and done with within the next several hours as warmer temperatures move in. But still, budget some extra time to deal with some icy spots in your parking lot, driveways, sidewalks, as well as scraping off your car. I'll go in more detail on what to expect for the day ahead coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Let's get right to it now.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back to News Channel 2 at Sunrise, taking a look at your morning commute cast. If you're heading out to work this morning, higher elevations north and east of Utica and in the Mohawk Valley could be seeing some freezing rain coming to an end with some icy spots on untreated surfaces. Main roads, treated roads are fine if you head out this morning, and by 8 to 9 a.m. all of those wintry impacts are over and done with. And for your evening commute, no impacts are expected with mostly cloudy skies and breezy conditions. So if you are in those areas, especially in those higher elevations, budget some extra time to scrape off that ice this morning, maybe 2 to 5 minutes or so. Again, some areas only saw a sheet of ice. Other areas did see an entire coating of ice on their car. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at Doppler radar. Still looking at that mixing line going right over Cooperstown, just north of Utica and Rome. In the areas to the south, that green indicating temperatures above freezing. So areas to the south only seeing a rainy impact, while those of you to the north still could see just some light, patchy freezing drizzle. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Veterans Day still 2 days away.
Good Thursday morning and welcome back. We are continuing to monitor road conditions across central New York. And the good news is, thanks to some road crews, things are on the good side if you are heading to work this morning. First off, let's take a look at what was going on in Old Forge about 4:11 this morning. This is a snapshot of Route 28 and some side roads. Notice the difference. Main roads, just in the North Country looking fine. That's Route 28 right there. But as we look to a side road, a sheet of sleet and ice on that roadway. And for untreated surfaces such as your driveway, such as sidewalks, and again, those untreated side roads, be careful of icy conditions, especially in those higher elevations. Main roads, just a report on our Facebook page saying Route 12 from Boonville to Utica is clear, so that is good news. And here in downtown Utica, some wet roads, but again, no icing taking place on those major roadways. Still dealing with some scattered rain showers with some freezing rain mixing in as well in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at Doppler radar. That mixing line is that pink border right there, just north of Utica and just north of Rome, going just on the Otsego County border at this point, Richfield Springs along that border as well. And most of that sleet has since moved to the east. That is that purple indicating on the radar right there. So this morning, be careful, some icy spots on the sidewalks and untreated surfaces. Budget some extra time to scrape off your car if you have to. But by this afternoon, the roadways, sidewalks, any untreated surfaces become wet, and there is no icing expected as those temperatures do climb up into the mid to upper 40s. That low pressure is continuing to push into central New York and bring with it, again, those rain showers scattered in nature at this point. And that widespread freezing rain is coming to an end. Some lingering light rain showers by 9 a.m. this morning. Temperatures above freezing across the area, so any impact in your morning travel is over and done with by 9 to 10 a.m. By noontime, temperatures in the mid-40s, low mid to mid-40s with mostly cloudy skies. Wind direction shifts. And we could be seeing just some lingering light drizzle in the North Country north of I-90 as we approach the evening hours. And then overnight tonight and early Friday, looking at some scattered lake effect snow showers and rain showers north in the North Country. That will shift south overnight Friday. Friday is looking mostly dry, by the way. And by Friday night into early Saturday morning, that wind shifts to the south. Lake effect rain and snow showers depart, and looking at cool but dry conditions here for Veterans Day. And so for today, highs reaching the mid-40s with rain ending, mostly cloudy skies tonight. Lows falling into the upper 30s to low 40s with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast. Lake effect snow showers north for tomorrow. That snow and rain slowly shifts south by early Saturday morning, but again, the afternoon and evening for Veterans Day looking dry, and that will continue into Sunday. High temperatures both days in the upper 30s. A little cool, but we'll take the dry weather.
Yeah, that's a lot of people looking at that forecast on Saturday.
Yes.
That's for sure. Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libitor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a lot of frozen raindrops on our parking lot out there. It's slippery.
Yeah, I walked in this morning and definitely very slushy in the parking lot. And I wanted to emphasize for those of you heading out the door this morning, so main roads like Route 12, Route 8, the arterial, Utica, lower elevations, they're fine. They're treated. You have no issues going into work. The issues are untreated surfaces, such as the parking lot we had up here in Smith Hill, as well as sidewalks and your driveways. And another thing too, ice on the cars.
Yeah.
There was plenty of it this morning. Take a look at this picture right here. This is from our parking lot this morning around 4 a.m. A complete sheet of ice on our news truck here. So if you are in higher elevations this morning, north and east of Utica, you could be seeing this as you head out the door. So budget some extra time to scrape off all that ice or heat up your car before you head out to work. And of course, be careful of icy spots on untreated surfaces. After that, though, main roads should be okay. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We aren't done with freezing rain just yet. We do have some freezing rain taking place just north of Cooperstown. In fact, zooming a little bit, just north of Route 20, north of Richfield in Minden, and just south of German Flat. Some lingering drizzle picking up on the radar to the north, but again, that's the main concern right there. Temperature 33 degrees at Griffiths Park in Rome, hovering around freezing for a lot of central New York. Impacts for your travel are over and done with by the mid-morning today as temperatures climb above freezing. Some lingering rain showers by the mid-morning and then mostly cloudy skies this evening. We have a look at what to expect for the rest of your day travel-wise, plus a preview of your weekend ahead coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. New this morning, 5.
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
That live view of Cooperstown showed no icing on the roadways. The mixing line had since stayed south of the area. Now, looking at conditions right now across the area temperature-wise, right around freezing across a lot of central New York. 33 Inlet, 31 Richfield Springs, 33 Cooperstown, 33 in Westmoreland. Notice that warmer air slowly starting to move in, 35 degrees over in Earlville as we gradually warm into the 40s by this afternoon. Regarding the rain showers and the wintry mix going on right now, some freezing rain taking place just north of Cooperstown, north of Richfield Springs, north of Route 20, across over into St. Johnsville. Just some light drizzle taking place right there, too. Be careful, again, of that freezing rain. Behind that, though, you see the green, that warmer air, bringing only just some rain showers, and that'll be the impact as we head into this mid-morning to early afternoon. So your impacts on your morning commute over and done with by 9 a.m. with just some lingering late rain showers, high temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 40s. We are looking at what to expect for the rest of the day, plus Friday and your Veterans Day weekend coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. The FDA approved another weight loss.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning. As you just saw on the CAVView Tower camera, we are seeing freezing rain. In fact, a raindrop froze on the camera itself. However, as we approach the next several hours, impacts on travel are low, if not non-zero. Let's take a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies, some lingering light drizzle here in the Mohawk Valley, as well as some freezing rain. Just take a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A band of rain showers moving through Otsego County is moving into that cold air near the surface just north or just south of St. Johnsville. That is producing just some freezing rain that could impact your travel in higher elevations. Main roads are treated thanks to the road crews. So if you are traveling to work today, especially in the Utica-Rome region, heading down to Little Falls, St. Johnsville, still very low impact expected. Just be careful of icy spots on untreated surfaces and budget maybe an extra minute or two to scrape off some ice on your car this morning. So regarding the forecast for sidewalks or for any untreated surface this morning, a little icy, but by 9 a.m. all impacts are all but gone as temperatures climb above freezing across central New York. So this afternoon, roadways and sidewalks will only be a little wet. And a look at the bigger picture, this is a low pressure system that is pushing through central New York from the southwest, bringing up those temperatures as a warm front slowly moves into the area. High temperatures today climbing into the mid to upper 40s. So earlier on this morning, we saw that wintry mix, that freezing rain that has since slowly started coming to an end. By 9 a.m., just some lingering light rain showers and drizzle, temperatures above freezing, warming up into the 40s by around noontime, mostly cloudy skies. Winds pick up around 5 to 6 p.m. as lake effect rain and snow showers north of the Mohawk Valley will start to develop right around midnight tonight, and that will continue at least until the early morning hours with lingering clouds and lake effect rain and snow showers. Maybe 1 or 2 inches or 3 inches of accumulation up in the Old Forge Inlet region as temperatures will fall near or below freezing up there. For Friday, for the afternoon, other areas to the south looking dry in the Mohawk Valley and southern valleys. And then by Friday evening, that lake effects rain and snow slowly starts to shift south into early Saturday morning. And then for Veterans Day, it is looking dry but breezy with temperatures climbing into the upper 30s. And so for today, highs reaching the mid to upper 40s, mostly cloudy skies, rain coming to an end, impacts on travel also coming to an end this morning. For tonight, lows falling into the upper 30s to low 40s with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast out of alert mode after the morning show today, and then by Friday, some lake effect snow showers north of the valley. That will sweep south by early Saturday morning, but after that, the rest of Veterans Day and Sunday, right now looking dry but chilly. Temperatures in the upper 30s.
And this morning, be careful in those higher elevations for sure.
Yeah, a little icy in those parking lots.
That's right. Eric, thanks. While there is no just yet, and snowmobile season doesn't open until hunting season is over, the DMV wants you to take the time and register your snowmobiles now. This is something you have to do every year if you want to ride here in New York State, and you can register online or in person at any DMV office. And if you belong to a snowmobile club, you can get a $55 discount on your registration. It is time once again to stuff the bus. The annual
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the CW11. I'm Gary Liberatore.
I'm Storm Tracker 2, a meteorologist Eric Gage.
And as we have been mentioning earlier this morning, the ice on some cars is pretty thick.
Yeah, I got some ice on some cars, parking lots, driveways, sidewalks, untreated surfaces, a little icy head out the door this morning. Main roads, for example, in Utica, like Route 12, Route 8, the arterial, Route 20, even up in Old Forge, are looking wet but ice-free. But first, as you mentioned, those icy cars. Take a look at this picture right here. I came in this morning and saw this on our news truck and had to share it. This is a very icy picture of a completely glazed over icy car up here on Smith Hill here in Deerfield. So if you are in higher elevations this morning, you could be expecting to go outside and see that as you head out the door. Still not done with some rain showers as well as some freezing rain. Taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at Doppler radar, noticing that mixing line right there, that rain turning over to freezing rain, going over north of Utica, north of Rome, and into parts of the portions of Fulton and Montgomery counties. Otsego County mostly in that warm sector right now. Within the next few hours, That warm air will continue to push in, whisking out that cold air trapped near the surface, and freezing rain will be all but done with by 9 to 10 a.m. Currently, it is 33 degrees at Griffith Park in Rome. Feels like 25, so bundle up this morning as those winds are still a bit breezy out there. And for today, again, those impacts on your morning commute and your travel over and done with by 9 to 10 a.m. Just a little bit breezy with mostly cloudy skies this evening. We have a look at what to expect for the rest of your day, plus Friday and Veterans Day weekend coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Let's get right to it.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. We are continuing to follow road conditions as well as ice and sky conditions across the area as we head into the next few hours. First, though, let's take a look at a picture sent in from Caitlin Stewart. This is in Hamilton County. Look at this right here. There's ice accumulating on the trees as well as a sheet of sleet and some snow on the ground as well. So that's currently in higher elevations this morning. In lower elevations in Utica right now, so wet roads. You could be waking up with some ice on your car this morning, but it won't take much to get rid of it for the most part. And taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, that mixing line taking place just north of Rome and Utica. That pink line right there, you can see areas in that pink area are seeing just some light freezing rain, freezing drizzle, and areas in the green are showing above freezing temperatures and just some light rain. The worst of the impacts are over and done with. As you head out the door this morning, conditions will continue to improve as temperatures warm back up into the mid-40s by this afternoon. So if you're heading out this morning, be careful of icy spots, but then again this afternoon, things do improve tremendously as temperatures climb up into the mid-40s. The bigger picture, low pressure, is arriving from the west. This is bringing with it that warm air moving over top of that cold air trapped near the surface, and that's what caused that freezing rain and icy spots this morning. Here was what it looked like around 4 a.m. this morning. Looking at widespread freezing rain, the warm air has since continued to move in. By 9 a.m., looking at maybe some light drizzle sticking around, temperatures above freezing, impacts all but done with regarding travel issues. By Thursday afternoon, temperatures in the mid-40s with mostly cloudy skies. Breezes does pick up. And then by tonight into early tomorrow, lake effect snow and rain begins to develop in the North Country. Areas south are relatively dry. And this will continue throughout Friday afternoon with partly cloudy skies in I-90 and south. Then that lake effect rain and snow sweeps south overnight Friday into early Saturday morning for Veterans Day. It is looking cool, breezy, but dry by 6 a.m. That lake effect rain and snow bands are still staying to the south and west. And so for today, highs in the mid to upper 40s, rain ending, mostly cloudy skies, winds picking up. Tonight, lows falling into the upper 30s, low 40s with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast. Impacts for travel over and done with this morning. Snow showers to the north Friday, coming to an end at Saturday and Sunday for Veterans Day.
Noon with meteorologist Eric Gage.
It was an icy overnight the past few hours, and as we head into this afternoon, things are quieting down, some lingering light drizzle. I want to share some of the pictures we got, at least last night and this morning. This is the first picture of our news truck up here in Smith Hill, completely coated in ice. This was a similar situation for areas in higher elevations north and east of Utica, seeing a complete film of ice over your vehicles. A second picture, too. Fortunately, Kristen says there's not that much damage on the cars, but still, we did have a basketball hoop fall on 2 cars in a driveway. Third one is up in Boonville, a layer of ice over the back balcony and on the railings as well, and on the grass. And lastly, in Frankfort from Larissa, lots of ice there on that bird feeder as well as that fence. Now here live on the New York State Mesnet Camera Network, still seeing some icy conditions up in higher elevations, Colebrook, Old Forge, and areas to the northeast. But things are slowly starting to warm up as things are quieting down on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. And for today, still looking at mostly cloudy skies, things gradually drying out. We are tracking some lake effect snow showers for tomorrow. Details on exactly where that shows up coming up. Back over to you.
Thank you very much, Eric.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. We are no longer in alert mode as that impactful weather that we saw this morning is over and done with. Now we're just dealing with some lingering light rain showers as things slowly start to melt across central New York. In fact, here's a live look at downtown Utica on our Nexus camera. Still looking at overcast skies, wet roads, some lingering light drizzle. However, temperatures are starting to rise above freezing, although very slowly in some areas due to that cloud cover and that cold air still trapped near the surface. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 off the radar, hard to see. You can barely pin it out right here. Some light green. That's some light drizzle pushing into the area. Radar is having a tough time picking up on that right now. And the bigger picture regarding temperatures, these warmer temperatures in the 50s are currently in the Binghamton, Ithaca area. However, as you see this huge difference, 54 to 37 as you go from Binghamton to Rome. That's all that cold air trapped near the surface right here in central New York. We'll get a brief period of that warmer air relatively as it pushes into the area in the next several hours, but again, it will only be brief as we cool back down into the 30s for tonight. The bigger picture, we have low pressure pushing over our area and that cold front coming in from the west. But first, we have just a brief period of warmer temperatures in the 40s we should be expecting for the near term. So, your Skycast as of noontime, temperatures still struggling to reach the low 40s across the area with mostly cloudy skies, some lingering light drizzle here or there. As we approach this evening, things do dry out for the most part. Winds do pick up. And then we're talking about lake effect, clouds, and eventually rain showers setting up to return to the North Country as we head into the overnight hours tonight. So 4 or 5 a.m., mostly cloudy skies return and still some cloud cover and rain and snow showers from lake effect in the North Country. Then still sticking around for the most part for Friday morning to Friday afternoon. In the inlet Old Forge area, you could be picking up a couple inches of accumulation of snow. However, areas to the lower elevations, temperatures will still be too warm for that. Then Friday afternoon, still for the rest of central New York, looking mostly dry with some sunshine peeking out as well. But as we approach Friday evening into Friday night, wind direction shifts. That lake effect cloud band shifts to the south. And then by early Saturday morning, still looking relatively dry in North Country and north of I-90 with some lingering clouds and flurries in the southern valleys. But by 9 a.m., things dry out for the most part, and Veterans Day is looking breezy, dry, but a little cool. Temperatures only reaching the upper 30s. So for today, highs only in the mid to upper 40s with rain ending with mostly cloudy skies tonight. Lows falling into the upper 30s to low 40s with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast, rain and snow showers in the North Country for Friday. Veterans Day shaping up to be pretty dry. That will linger into Saturday or into Sunday with highs both days only in the upper 30s. Ben?
Thank you very much, Eric. There are turkey troughs. Rain meteorologist Eric Gage.
Quiet weather is slowly moving in as icy conditions are over and done with, at least freezing rain-wise. Still some areas seeing lingering ice on untreated surfaces. Another thing to mention, too, for today at 6:30 to 8:30 for Otsego County, if you want to drive down there. At 140 County Highway 33 West in Cooperstown is a Skywarn training class. It is free. You can sign up. It is hosted by the National Weather Service in Binghamton, and the main objective of this Skywarn class is to train you on how to accurately convey your snowfall measurements in winter events, the proper way of putting boards in the ground, measuring it so you're not in wind gusts in your buildings. It's a great way to learn a little bit more about forecasting in the winter, especially as we approach the winter months. Temperatures currently in the upper 30s right now. Quiet conditions for the most part across central New York with only some lingering light drizzle across the area. Temperatures barely in the upper 30s right now, only warming up into the mid 40s by this evening before mostly cloudy skies continue tonight. Lake effect rain showers and snow showers possible tomorrow in isolated locations. More details on that coming up. Back to you, Ben.
Thank you very much, Eric. 4 months after the closure of the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. We are on the edge of warm weather to the south. However, 30-degree temperatures are still clinging on as hard as they can in the Mohawk Valley. Here's a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. Also, just to mention on our Cavite Tower camera, it's hard to see up there too. We have some low-level clouds and some of the water on the camera itself is actually frozen solid. So definitely some freezing conditions out there as of 12:41. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at top of the radar. We are tracking just a weak disturbance coming in from the west. You can see just a few light rain showers right there. So light drizzle is still possible for the next several hours, where things will gradually dry out as we head closer to sunset tonight. Here's where all the warm temperatures are across New York State. 56 down in Binghamton, 57 over in Ithaca, but take a look right here, 37 over in Rome, and even near or below freezing over in Glens Falls and Saranac Lake. So this warm air is trapped below us, and that cold air is trapped here in a lot of the Mohawk Valley. So because of that, temperatures, in my opinion, will struggle to even reach the mid-40s for today based off of the latest model guidance. So definitely a cool one in store for your Thursday. And our temperature trend as we head into the end of the week and the weekend, looking below average as we head into Saturday and Sunday for Veterans Day. It's going to be dry, but it's going to be a cool one. Highs only in the upper 30s for both weekend days. The bigger picture, we have low pressure moving warm air over trapped cold air into the surface. That's what caused that freezing rain earlier on this morning. And thankfully, thanks to road crews, a lot of the main roads were treated and no travel impacts were going on. But still, some cars and driveways did still see some ice accumulation. So your Skycast as of noontime, still temperatures struggling to reach the upper 30s to low 40s, above freezing for a lot of valley locations. 5 p.m. warming up into the low to mid 40s, and then mostly cloudy skies. Winds start to pick up from the west as a frontal boundary pushes through the area, and then that turns to lake effect cloud cover in the north country while the rest of central New York remains dry. Then for your Friday, partly cloudy to partly sunny skies for I-90 and south, and lake effect rain and snow showers for I-90 and north. This will linger throughout the day, and then as we head into Friday evening, then the wind direction changes from the north, from the west down to the north, and that lake effect rain and snow band pushes south. So by 5 a.m. for Veterans Day, starting out dry for I-90 and north, and then some lingering snow showers in the southern valleys that will come to an end by Saturday afternoon. And so for today, highs barely reaching the mid-40s with mostly cloudy skies, still some light rain in the forecast for tonight. Lows falling in the upper 30s to low 40s, your 7-day forecast. Looking relatively dry for Friday in the North Country and South. Veterans Day, cool but dry, and that will continue to Sunday with dry weather returning for Monday, briefly seeing some rain and snow showers Tuesday, and eventually returning to more dry weather by Wednesday. Ben?
Thank you very much, Eric. We're back with news.
In the studio with that breaking news.
Let's go over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis for a first look at the forecast.
Yeah, a slippery start to the day. As expected, some sleet, some freezing rain overnight and into early this morning. This was a picture on Smith Hill very early this morning. We're not dealing with any icing issues now as temperatures have climbed above freezing across all of central New York, and things are looking pretty quiet out there. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Current temperature is 44 degrees, so again, plenty above freezing. A chilly day. But again, we're just dealing with some wet roadways. Tonight, there's a Skywarn class in Cooperstown. If you haven't taken part in this is a class given to by the National Weather Service to train folks on how to observe and report weather. It's a free class. You have to sign up in advance, and it's taking place today in Cooperstown at 6:30. This evening, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the low 40s. We're tracking some chilly weather that looks to stick around as we head into the weekend. We'll look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. It's back to the camp.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Slow improvements in our weather as you head into this evening, tonight, and tomorrow. Let's take a live look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's been a chilly, damp day for most of central New York. The southern valleys got warm, but Mohawk Valley, the North Country, held on to the cold air. Let's live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Many of us waking up to scenes like this. This picture from the reset in Frankfurt. The freezing rain sticking to untreated surfaces, making for a beautiful scene if you didn't have to go anywhere early this morning. Most of the roads were well treated. We definitely thank the crews for being out late last night, keeping us safe here this morning. It's a live look in downtown Utica. The roads are wet, no issues traveling tonight. The weather will continue to dry out as we head into tomorrow for most of central New York. It stays breezy as we head into tonight. The winds will be settling back. A west wind tomorrow between about 10 to 15 miles an hour. It could see gusts as high as about 20 to 25 miles an hour. So a noticeable wind, but not all that strong. Winds will be coming light heading into tomorrow night. So look at the radar and satellite image. We have a cold front. Yes, another cold front moving through. This is going to clear our weather out. This also turns winds into the west, allowing for some lake effect rain and snow showers to develop late tonight. And these look to stay mainly north of the Mohawk Valley. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 30s, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, a west wind is expected to produce some lake effect rain and snow showers across the North Country. A mostly cloudy and pretty quiet day across the rest of central New York with temperatures generally in the 40s. Some of the higher elevations north of the Mohawk Valley could pick up a dusting to maybe an inch of snow throughout the day tomorrow. And then the winds turn into the northwest, which means some scattered showers move across the whole area as we head into tomorrow night. And that brings in some chilly weather on Saturday. Looking at sunshine, but high temperatures, yeah, we're only looking at highs in the upper 30s to low 40s. It looks like a day similar to yesterday, although without the sleet and freezing rain later in the day. Partly cloudy skies tonight, low of 37. Tomorrow, some scattered showers north of the Mohawk Valley. Otherwise, a breezy day with mostly cloudy skies and temperatures in the mid-40s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Looking at sunshine here for the weekend. It's chilly, but it's generally pleasant. We're looking at light winds, temperatures near 40 during the day. Overnight lows cold. We're down into the 20s. Monday looks dry, as does Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And you can see a little bit of a warm-up. 50 degrees, which, you know, at one point we were like, but now it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Bill, thank you.
Well, there are turkey trots and
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. After a slippery start to the day, the weather has improved. We're looking at temperatures in the 40s this evening, and we have gotten a chance to dry out. A generally damp, cold day across most of central New York. The only exception was south of the Mohawk Valley, where a nudge of warm air made it in, and temperatures climbed into the 50s in the southern valleys, but that was the exception. A lot of us woke up to a scene like this picture from Stephanie in Boonville. Our first winter weather of the season for many of us. Outside of a few flurries, we really haven't had a widespread wintry mix here, and this was the first of the season. Live look in Cooperstown. Things look quiet. The flag is gently waving. We have a light breeze that will continue as we get into tonight, tomorrow. We're searching for sunshine. Just a completely gray day today for most of us. It doesn't help that it gets dark early too, or at least earlier in the afternoon. Tomorrow, a few breaks are possible. I think the sunshine comes out over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Sunday looks to be a nice day, cold, but plenty of sunshine, and that really does help this time of the year. Skywatchers, Alder Creek, 39 degrees, Curtis Corners, 38, Old Forge, 39. Eric just making the email deadline, coming in with 36 degrees, Schuyler, 40, Mike in New Hartford with 42. Across Southern Valleys, Richfield, 43. Milford 44, and Morris checking in with 46 degrees. So look at the radar and satellite image. We've got a cold front moving through. Yes, another cold front. This one is more like the type of front that's going to help dry us out. We'll see that tomorrow. Some drier air working in from Canada. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Mostly cloudy skies overnight. Lows drop down into the upper 30s. Tomorrow starts out dry for most of central New York. It's a dry day. The one exception is north of the Mohawk Valley. A west wind creates a few lake effect rain and snow showers up here. A very light snow accumulation is possible in the higher elevations in northern Herkimer and Hamilton counties. The rest of us experiencing a breezy and seasonable day with temperatures in the 40s. The weather tomorrow night featuring a few scattered showers as the winds turn into the north. Our weather starts to cool down for Saturday, but we also clear out. And we start out with temperatures in the low 30s. We'll climb into the upper 30s to near 40 Saturday afternoon. A chilling day, but we should see a decent amount of sunshine. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 37. Tomorrow, looking at breezy conditions, a mostly cloudy day, a few light snow showers north, high temperature 45. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Veterans Day looks dry, sunshine 39. Beautiful Sunday, mostly sunny, 41. Cold at night into the 20s. Monday looks dry, partly sunny, mostly cloudy. Tuesday 43. Bit of a warm up here. Temperatures close to 50. Looking ahead to Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.
At 6, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Slippery start to the day for many of us dealing with freezing rain. This was the scene earlier this morning on Smith Hill. Again, a lot of us picking up a coating of ice, especially in the lower elevations. Things have changed quite a bit. Temperatures have climbed above freezing. Still a cold day, but we are looking at temperatures in the 40s across all of central New York. So any roadways are just generally looking wet as we head into this evening. Our current temperature at Griffiths and Rome, 44. Winds from the west at around 17 miles an hour. This evening, temperatures remain in the 40s, mostly cloudy skies. We've got some much needed quiet weather tomorrow, but it does look chillier heading into the weekend. Look at the forecast is coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The Utica City School District and the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
A gloomy, chilly, damp day across central New York. We're struggling to see temperatures just hit 40 degrees in the lower elevations, but looking ahead, the weather does look nicer. We should see a return of sunshine here. A little bit of sunshine tomorrow, much better chance for sunshine over the weekend. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. No issues weather-wise if you're trying to head out this evening. You will not be seeing any more of this. That would be freezing rain accumulation. This was earlier this morning from Larissa and Frankfort. Again, a lot of us seeing freezing rain accumulation in the Mohawk Valley, but with temperatures climbing above freezing, that has all melted. We're looking at generally wet roads tonight, this live look in downtown Utica. The winds will remain on the gusty side, breezy conditions tonight, wind gusts between about 10 to 20 miles an hour through tomorrow. Could pick up to about 20 to 25 miles an hour in the afternoon, but not all that strong for this time of the year. It could be worse. Winds become lighter tomorrow night and generally light winds on Saturday. It's mostly cloudy for tomorrow, but we should get a few breaks of sunshine. The sun comes out in abundance over the weekend, especially Sunday. So we do see some brighter days ahead. Temperatures across the area, Old Forge 39, Alder Creek 39, West Leiden also 39 degrees. Across Southern Valleys, Hartwick 42, Milford, Mark checks in with 44 degrees. It was noticeably warmer south of the Mohawk Valley today. We've got a cold front moving in from the west. This is going to clear skies out tonight and tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies expected tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 30s. The winds turn into the west tomorrow, and a few light rain, lake effect rain and snow showers are expected north of the Mohawk Valley. A minor accumulation of snow is possible along hilltop locations. The remainder of central New York, the Mohawk and Southern Valleys look dry, temperatures in the 40s. The winds turn into the north tomorrow night. It brings in a few showers across the region into Saturday morning. A cold but generally sunny Saturday with high temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 37. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, a few sprinkles and snow showers north of the Mohawk Valley, breezy with temperatures in the mid 40s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather looks cold but sunny as we head into the weekend. Saturday's high 39, Sunday 41. Overnight lows drop down into the 20s. Monday looks dry. Next week looking pretty quiet, and it does start to warm up. We might be near 50 degrees by Wednesday, certainly Thursday.
Let's cheer for that.
Yeah.
You know what, in all seriousness, though, I mean, I'm sarcastic, but that's cold, but it really is a warm-up.
It's
Compared to
all
what we've had,
perspectives, everything.
Exactly.
right?
All right,
Yeah.
Bill, thank you. Pull the windows down, right, in your car.
Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6, the meteorologist Bill Cardis. All right, I got to take a second. This is a cool picture, but that was just such an odd system that came through last night. That table right there came from Rome Dairy Market on North James Street and Rome Habib Market on Lawrence Street. 2 store employees are facing charges tonight. Time now for our first look at the forecast. We bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. All right, I got to take a second. This is a cool picture, but that was just such an odd system that came through last night. Things were hitting my car on the way home that I don't think I've ever seen before.
Yeah, a little bit of sleet, freezing rain. What's unusual about this is it's much more common to have the first snowfall of the year before you have a freezing rain event. So not only was this freezing rain event earlier than usual, but we haven't had snow yet. So kind of an odd setup here, but still, it was a pretty scene if you didn't have to travel this morning. That is all behind us. Now that things have started to melt, temperatures are above freezing. We don't have anything to worry about in terms of slippery roads tonight. We do stay above freezing overnight as a cold front rolls through. Live look at the Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar. Things look quiet. Temperature-wise, again, above freezing. Will dry out tonight. Breezy conditions tomorrow. Colder, sunnier weather for the weekend. And I'm looking at some new information tonight. We might be able to see the northern lights Saturday night. We'll talk more about that coming up with clear skies and some solar activity. Current temperature is 38 degrees, clear skies, calm winds. Tonight, good night to run the furnace. Overnight lows will stay in the 30s. So we start out tomorrow with clouds. We'll finally see some sunshine as we head into the weekend. And look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, on point for...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We are tracking the leftovers of a cold front, which is moving through central New York this evening. And in its wake, it does produce a couple of sprinkles tomorrow, generally north of the Mohawk Valley. The weather tonight looking pretty quiet. Looking in downtown Utica, still some cloud cover lingering around. That's going to keep temperatures from free falling. Also, the winds will be continuing overnight, generally from the south to southwest. Winds turned westerly Friday morning. We're expecting wind gusts between about 15 to 20 miles an hour throughout the afternoon. So some wind, not all that strong, but certainly noticeable, a little bit less than today. Heading into tomorrow night, winds become lighter, and then Saturday, the winds really become not as much of a problem. And it's going to be chillier as we head into the weekend. Searching for sunshine. We didn't get much of it today. We're hoping to get a few breaks tomorrow. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, a decent amount of sunshine is expected. We're getting some early reports of possible solar activity Saturday night, and that could lead to the northern lights. It's possible that we could see the northern lights Saturday. Sky conditions are favorable. That's why I'm even talking about this. So if any solar activity does develop on Saturday night, we might be able to see it. And unfortunately, it's one of those things where you're going to have to download a weather app or check a website for information because this activity happens very irregularly, and it's very difficult to predict when it's the best time to actually go out and see it. We'll keep you posted, though. So you look at the radar and satellite image. Cold front moving through. Again, weather quiets down here tonight, tomorrow. Looking at partly cloudy skies overnight, temperatures drop down into the upper 30s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, a few light rain and snow showers north of the Mohawk Valley. There could be a very light accumulation of snowfall in the higher elevations north of the valley. We're thinking less than an inch here. Tomorrow night, the weather becomes unsettled. Winds turn into the north, so widespread scattered showers. Temperatures will fall into the low 30s. It's cold Saturday, but it's dry. We should see a decent amount of sunshine too. High temperatures in the low 40s, and it looks like a hard freeze will be taking place Saturday night with clear skies. Partly cloudy skies tonight down to 37. Tomorrow, a couple of snow showers north, otherwise a breezy and mostly cloudy day with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. Saturday, Sunday, cold, dry, sunshine. High temperatures near 40, overnight lows in the 20s. Monday looks dry, and we've got a warm-up expected into the 50s, which that's going to feel a lot nicer than it would have a few weeks ago.
Save on the heating bill a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't have to have it that warm. All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up next, let's look at the forecast tonight. We bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. I can't remember seeing something like this before. As we mentioned, you got the snow. I mean, you had the ice storm many, many years ago in October, but this was something else last night.
Yeah, to get ice before snow is very unusual. It's not unprecedented, but it's very unusual. And it's earlier than usual to get it in November, especially before the first snowfall. This picture, by the way, from Frankfurt, from Larissa. A lot of cool pictures, literally, taking place earlier this morning. But thankfully, the warmer, at least above freezing temperatures, has melted the snow, or the freezing rain, I should say. And we're not dealing with any slippery conditions out there tonight. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A cold front is in the process of moving through the region, and that is going to keep the clouds around tonight. We do get some clearing by tomorrow morning, and then the stage is set for some lake effect cloud cover heading into Friday. Our weather headlines, again, we dry out tonight. It's breezy tomorrow, and we've got some colder weather for the weekend, some sunshine. And looking at some new information, the northern lights might be visible in our area Saturday night. Just got some new information from that, and we'll talk more about that coming up. Current temperatures 35 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures stay in the mid-30s tonight. We're expecting overnight lows to pretty much hold steady here. And then, again, heading into the weekend, some colder weather with some sunshine. A look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, On Point.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A cold front will be moving through the region tonight. It's going to actually help dry us out and actually brings us some sunshine here as we head into part of our Friday. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Just a dreary day today. A lot of places didn't get a chance to warm up, but we will a little bit tomorrow. Live look in downtown Utica. The roads have dried out. Been watching the solar activity. NASA puts together short-term outlooks, and they are tracking an uptick in solar activity, which means we might be able to see the northern lights on Saturday. Kind of a long shot here to predict the northern lights, and it's touch and go, but sky conditions look clear, so there's a chance. We'll talk more about this tomorrow night, and as well as Saturday, as to when the best times to view it. Bottom line is you're going to want to download some Aurora apps to get better information. A lot of the times when the northern lights happen, it's very short term. It's within about a half an hour to an hour of when they can be spotted. But again, we'll be looking for the opportunity for that on Saturday night. Winds will be continuing to move between about 10 to 20 miles an hour throughout the day tomorrow. So breezy conditions throughout Friday. The winds generally coming from the west. Winds will become lighter tomorrow night and into Saturday. Cold air is going to be working in. Some sunshine is going to peak out tomorrow, but we'll just get a few breaks here and there. A much better chance for sunshine is expected heading into the weekend. Forecast, again, tracking a cold front working in from the west. And again, that's going to be clearing us out as we head into tonight and tomorrow. The cold front does produce a west wind, and it creates some lake effect rain and snow showers north of the Mohawk Valley tomorrow. In fact, the higher elevations will likely see a light coating of snow. This would be northern Herkimer County. The Mohawk and Southern Valley is looking at a dry day with a light breeze. Tomorrow night, skies become partly cloudy. A few scattered sprinkles will be taking place as winds turn into the north. And then Saturday looks like a dry and cold day with mostly sunny skies and temperatures in the 30s. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 37. Tomorrow, a few snow showers to the north, breezy, otherwise a dry and partly sunny day with a high of 45. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, cold, dry, but sunny over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. High temperatures near 40 during the day, overnight lows into the 20s. Monday's dry, as well as Tuesday start to warm up. We're near 50 again as we look ahead to Wednesday.
I like the fact, though, that we're just seeing more sun. We really need that this time of year.
Especially after days like today.
No kidding. All right,
Yeah.
thanks, Bill. Coming up next, they